All right, welcome to another explainer. Today, we're going to dive into how a local business, Complete Clinic Houston, talks to its potential customers. We'll look at their own words, their own materials, to see how they're trying to solve that classic problem, finding a chiropractor who actually helps. Let's get right to it. So they kick things off with a question that probably hits home for a lot of people. Are you searching for a Sharpstown chiropractor who actually delivers? You can feel the intention here, right? They're tapping directly into that frustration you might have, the feeling of trying different treatments that just don't stick.
And their answer to that question? It's just as blunt. They come right out and say, we're not about empty promises. Boom. Right away they're setting a tone. It's all about no-nonsense, straightforward care. They're basically drawing a line in the sand, separating themselves from anyone who might talk a big game but not deliver the goods.
Okay, so if they're not about empty promises, what are they about? Well, that leads us right to their core philosophy, which is all about being a results-first clinic.
And they put a name to that promise, Complete Clinic Houston. And they get super specific with the location too, calling out the 77074 zip code. Right away, this makes it feel real and local, not just some generic ad.
So what does results-first care actually mean? Well, according to them, it's not just a catchy phrase. Their whole approach is about digging deeper, targeting the root cause of the pain. They're not just aiming for temporary relief. They're talking about real, tangible improvements. Stuff you can actually feel, like better mobility and just overall wellness for the long haul.
So how do they actually pull this off? How do they get those results? Let's take a look at the actual services they offer, which they frame as being super direct and, well, effective.
And they have another great line for this, services that fix, not fiddle. I love that. It's so direct. It implies a really purposeful approach to treatment. It's like they're saying, we're not here to mess around with smoke and mirrors. We're here to find a clear path to get you feeling better.
And when you look at what they treat, it covers a ton of common stuff. We're talking everything from that sudden, sharp back pain to nagging chronic neck issues. They handle sports injuries, work-related problems, even things like headaches and fatigue. And they also do preventive care, which shows that this results-first idea isn't just about fixing a problem, it's about keeping you healthy in the long run.
Now, this is a really crucial point they make. It's all about personalization. That very first visit with them isn't about just giving you some generic plan. Nope. It starts with a detailed exam to figure out exactly what's going on. This is where they drive home their promise of no cookie-cutter treatment.
All right, so great treatment is one thing, but if you can't actually get to the appointment, what's the point? This is where the clinic shifts gears to talk about convenience and trust. They're tackling all those practical things, location, hours, even hygiene, that can be barriers to getting care. First up, location, location, location. They highlight this as a huge plus, calling it a prime spot with no guesswork. I think we can all relate to the frustration of trying to find a new doctor's office, right? They're trying to eliminate that headache right from the start.
And here it is, the full address, 8313 Southwest Freeway. They make a point to say it's just minutes from Gessner and Belair. Now, if you know Houston, you know what that means. That signals a really easy-to-access spot, an easy-in, easy-out kind of visit.
Okay, next up is a big one. Probably a huge one for a lot of us. Scheduling. They get it. Your life doesn't stop between 9 and 5, so why should your healthcare options?
And you can see that in their hours. Check this out, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. That 12-hour window is a massive deal for anyone trying to squeeze in an appointment before or after a typical workday.
They also tackle another really important factor for building trust, hygiene. And they make a pretty bold promise about it, positioning their cleanliness as a core part of the whole experience.
Their commitment here is twofold. First, they say they follow CDC guidelines to a T. And second, they promise a standard of cleanliness you can see. So the message is pretty clear. They want you to have peace of mind from the moment you walk in the door.
Okay, so we've covered the type of care they offer and the convenience factor. The last piece of the puzzle here is how they make it incredibly simple to actually get started.
I mean, look at this. It's just 2 steps. There are no complicated online forms to fill out, no waiting for someone to call you back. They present the whole process as just a simple phone call to their 24/7 number to book your session. No fuss, no hassle.
And here's that number. This is the one piece of info they really want you to walk away with to take that first step. So when you put it all together, the results-first approach, the convenient location and hours, the simple scheduling, their entire message really boils down to this one final question for you. Ready to move toward less pain? And that right there is the heart of their entire pitch.